Perfect. So everyone, welcome to the Green Economy North Business Forum. My name, who has been chattering since we started, is David St. George. I'm the communications director here with Rethink Green. But today we're talking about Green Economy North and talking about our low carbon future. Green Economy North, of course, is a program of Rethink Green. It is our sustainability business focused program that has helped businesses reduce carbon all over Sudbury, and part of Green Economy Canada that lets us reduce carbon all over Canada. You're going to hear more about that later today. From some of our great presenters. We have gathered some amazing presenters and experts today. Before I get too far into it, of course, we want to make sure that we acknowledge where we are. And Rethink Green absolutely acknowledges that Nickel Belt, that we are on Indigenous land. The Sudbury Nickel Belt is on Aboriginal land that has been inhabited by the Indigenous peoples from the beginning. As settlers, we are grateful for the opportunity to meet here and thank all the generations of people who have taken care of the land for thousands of years. Long before today, as we gather here, there have been Aboriginal peoples who have been stewards of this place, and we are honored to be part of that, to continue to take care of the land around us. In particular, we acknowledge the Robinson Huron Treaty Territory, and the land in which we gather is traditional territory, Tikmashing and Ashignabek. We recognize deeply and appreciate their historic connection to this place. We also recognize the contributions of the Métis, Inuit, and other Indigenous peoples have made in this land and across Canada, both in shaping and strengthening the community, and in particular, in our province, country, and as a whole. As settlers, this recognition of the contributions and historic importance of Indigenous peoples must also be clearly and overtly connected to our collective commitment to make the promise and challenge of truth and reconciliation real in our communities. So a lot of people have come together to help make this possible today, and this is definitely not something we can do alone. We want to thank our sponsors before we get into this today. Of course, TD, who has supported Green Economy Canada across Canada. We want to thank Greater Sudbury Utilities, who has long been a supporter of sustainability in Greater Sudbury, often having programs that absolutely help you reduce your costs of utilities in your homes as connected to sustainability. And of course, Central Line Architecture, who is also a forward-thinking, sustainable architecture company. We want to thank them for their financial contributions to make this event possible today. We'll probably brag about them again. They're pretty great. So let's remember, guys, today we got a couple of logistics. We definitely want to encourage the discussion, networking, and participation. So we will be monitoring the chat. Feel free to bring up questions, but there will be times when you're directed to actually share questions today. So we'll definitely bring that along as we go. Like I said, you can leave your cameras on. Feel free to do that. Sometimes having that human connection eye to eye is very important. And of course, but we do ask you keep your mics off at this time. There will be an opportunity for discussion as well, especially in the panel later today. And if you're having any technical issues, please message the moderator, myself. Actually, it's Alex. I'm just going to give all the problems to the switchboard, but let me know and I will pass that buck along. All right, just give a quick overview today. We're going to be doing our introductions, then we're moving on to our panel about Green Economy North. Then we have a fantastic business panel around 10:30 with some experts across Ontario talking about successful solutions they have seen in carbon mitigation. Then, of course, we have a fantastic presentation from Green Economy Canada itself, who operates across Canada, talking about sort of the current state of carbon mitigation right now as it appears from coast to coast. They're fantastic present. We have Danielle from Green Economy Canada. Of course, we'll be introducing them when the time comes. 12 to 1, we'll be taking lunch. We encourage you to do the same. I'm not going to tell you when to eat, but we'll be taking lunch then. It might be a good time for you too as well. Then, of course, we're going to come back at 1 o'clock and we're going to talk about building our northern circular economy. That's a presentation from the staff here at Rethink Green, talking about the state of circular economy and its role in the current ongoing stability of a low carbon business model. And then finally, we're going to have some great presentation for Canadian made solutions. These are businesses who are as well making it happen sustainably and successfully across Ontario, and some of the really neat stuff they're doing. That one you definitely don't want to miss either. I know it's at the end of the day, so make sure you stick around for it because there's some really neat innovations happening. And then we'll wrap things up and we'll let you go on to your day. And of course, thank you profusely for being with us. But I'm not the only voice you're going to hear today. Speaking about all the great presenters we're going to have, first I'd like to introduce who's about to walk on camera as soon as I'm done, Rebecca Denard. She is our executive director here at Rethink Green and is passionate about finding sustainable solutions challenges within our community. She has extensive not-for-profit experience in project management, community management, and built Rethink Green from a single staff office to this operation you see today. So we are truly grateful that she's been with us since 2014 to do that. She's attracted programs, funders, partners, and under her leadership, we have received an Innovation from Green Communities Award in 2016, Environment Community Builders Award from Northern Life in 2019, and many more to mention. Rebecca is interested in education, mentors staff, myself, interns, and all the great work that we do here today. She is bilingual, well-traveled, volunteers in the community, and definitely knows a thing or two about sustainability. So I'm going to hand things over to her, to Rebecca Denard, who is going to come onto the camera. You might see some transitions every so often, us standing, but that's okay, right? So here we go. Rebecca, take it away.
Thank you, Dave, for that introduction. And it's really exciting to be here and to see so many of you here online with us at our virtual business forum. So I was thinking about what to do today and how to sort of introduce you to Rethink Green. For those some of you may or may not be familiar with our work in our past. So Rethink Green is an environmental not-for-profit organization located in Northern Ontario. We bring together ideas, partners, and resources to build sustainable communities. So I was trying to think about how I could express the context for some of the work we do with Green Economy North, as well as some of the impact we've had over the years. And what came to me is that Rethink Green is really here to help you connect to what you need to be more sustainable, whether that's ideas about what to do, the right team of partners to bring things forward, as well as the resources that we all need to happen for things to move forward. So we actually started as an environmental network. Our legal name is still the Greater Sudbury Environmental Network. And we were incorporated in 2006 as an initiative of the Ontario Trillium Foundation. And we were created as an umbrella organization to provide support and capacity building for all of the other environmental groups in town. So to really bring together ideas and partners so that we can really advance the environmental movement as a group. So some of our early activities were capacity building workshops about how to work with volunteers or how to advocate to governments, how to talk about science for our green groups. We also built an environmental resource center, which started out as a physical library with actual books and later migrated to some online resources, and is now we're now creating resources that are filling some of the gaps that exist in the literature. We also do green gatherings twice a year, and that's an opportunity for all of the green groups to get together, share ideas, find out what everybody's doing, and really set priorities going forward. So some of the outcomes of this early work have been the Earth Festival, which is the opportunity for green groups to get together and share with the public all of the great work that they've been doing over the year. It's been a really fun event. Kids get involved, and there's music and there's art, and it's outside in the park. It's lots and lots of fun. And then it's also the opportunity for these groups to recruit volunteers and to get people involved in environmental activities that are not necessarily all involved. We also have a green room, which is a place for people to meet and collaborate and have a spot that you can get together and have a board meeting or meet with a group of volunteers. We also hosted a number of political debates. So we did some 100 Debates for the Environment, which is a Green PAC initiative around the federal and provincial elections. We also have done city debates, so the Good Green Town Halls, where we bring forward municipal candidates. And this has really provided the opportunity for green groups or for people to know about what their candidate's position is on environmental issues. We've also done a lot of work on declaring a climate emergency, and this was a really grassroots-driven movement. We were one of many partners who were supporting the effort to really put a petition to declare this climate emergency, and going forward with that. So some of the, oh yeah, there we go, sorry. So as we move forward with these projects, we realized that we wanted to be able to support some projects more intensively than we have than just supporting the network in general. So we came up with the idea of a shared platform project. And if we have the capacity now, I think we're going to just play the video that explains it a lot better than I could. So just give us a second while we switch over to that. Rethink Green's mission is to bring together ideas, partners, and resources to build a more sustainable community. We see the shared platform projects as a way for us to do this in the community. Okay, hold on a second. Is this working? Sorry, folks. Stand by. It's worth waiting for. Okay, I think we're good to go. Just gonna start that one again. It's coming. Rethink Green's mission is to bring together ideas, partners, and resources to build a more sustainable community. We see the shared platform projects as a way for us to do this in the community by empowering and enabling community groups to access the resources we have so that more projects get done and there's more progress towards a sustainable community that we're all looking for.
The Shared Platform program gives us a unique opportunity because being a small committee, we meet once a month. Our projects are manageable with just a part-time person. So this gave us a really great opportunity to work with Rethink Green and have a shared coordinator.
Rethink Green has supported Sun Co-op since the beginning. They provided us with the space to run our board meetings, the financial and logistic support for us to exist.
It was really great to not have to worry about the administrative stuff, to just be able to focus on getting people out and doing stuff. And as an organization, we weren't quite ready administratively for that granting program. So the specific grant, we just wouldn't have even been able to access that granting program at all.
Rethink Green filled a gap that we had to deliver our program. We have a great partnership which enables us to get the word out to food businesses, to farmers in this area, as we want to see the ag sector grow across the north.
For Rethink Green, we see this as a way for us to grow our impact in the community. We don't have capacity to be on the ground, so this is a way that we can use our resources and our infrastructure to help other groups to make it a more sustainable community. So that's a video from the lovely Cassidy McAuliffe, who used to be on our staff. She did some really great work sharing videos. Oh, we're waiting to get back here. So as you see, like we did a number of great projects with that shared platform approach. It's really given us the opportunity to move forward. Oh, there's my mouse. Yay. Okay. So as you saw some of those in the video, we're working with Sudbury Shared Harvest, as well as the SNAP that provided some funding for new agricultural projects. We also supported Clean Air Sudbury, which is a really long-standing group in Greater Sudbury. We're focused on air quality. We worked with the Sun Co-op, who launched a solar cooperative and they've actually built a solar array out in Wanap. We also have worked with the Sudbury Food Policy Council to allow them to have a staff person to coordinate, and as well as Plastic Free Greater Sudbury, which has worked with, as Dave was mentioning, hospitality businesses to reduce their plastic. So a really wide variety of projects and opportunities, and it's really nice to be able to support a whole wide range of different things. So having looked at these environmental groups, we wanted to see if we could broaden our impact to the larger community. So working with businesses and organizations and communities going forward. And that gets into some of the projects that we're going to be talking about today. So Green Economy North, which is our business support program, it's a part of a national network run by Green Economy Canada. And Simon is going to be speaking a lot more about that one, so I'm going to leave that to him. We also have a Smart Green Communities program and Greening Sacred Spaces, which are sort of offshoots of that program. Smart Green Communities is one that works with municipalities to make and set some sustainability goals, as well as on community energy planning. And Greening Sacred Spaces is a program of faith in the common good, which works with faith communities to reduce their carbon impact and working with the special challenges of a faith group. And you'll be hearing from Judy from Trinity Gabriel later today on the panel. We also had the Commuter Challenge, which is also a national program, a week long in June, where we challenge different workplaces to engage in more sustainable commuting, and green events. So working with events to green their operations. So some of the impacts of these programs, these numbers are from 2018, because that's really the last year we have good data. We really got hit hard by the pandemic, as many people did. So our 2019 and 2020 data is a little wonky. So we're going back to 2018 when we had a better sense of what we were doing. So the Green Economy North program worked with over 60 businesses and organizations in Northern Ontario and reduced over 200,000 tons of GHGs. The Commuter Challenge program, we had 18 workplaces engaged and over 8,000 kilometers of sustainable commuting was logged in that 1 week alone. We really see the opportunity to grow this program, and because commuting happens more than just during that week, at least it used to. As we move back to more commuting to office spaces, what can we do to reduce the impact of all that travel? We also created 2 energy and emissions plans for the regions of Manitoulin Island and the North Shore. And this was an opportunity to bring communities together and collaborate to become more regionally sustainable. And then the pilot event program that we did with RibFest, that was in 2019, and it reduced almost 14,000 kilograms of waste were diverted from landfill in that one event alone. So we really see the potential of working more with events as they start to come back in person to really reduce the impact of those events. So what's next for Rethink Green? What is our next project to connect with a larger region? So these are a few of the projects that we have underway that are some of them are quite well developed, and others are more ambitious long-term projects. So we're looking at a regional expansion. We've already moved beyond Greater Sudbury, our work on Manitoulin. We're actively recruiting businesses for Green Economy North in the North Bay and Muskoka areas. We're hoping to be able to increase that to include Sault Ste. Marie and Timmins in the near future, and then potentially be pan-northern at some point, including communities in Wawa, Thunder Bay, Kenora, the whole region. We would love to have a business support program that is the same all across Northern Ontario, with the same level of support, the same standards of accountability, so that we can really build a large network of businesses all across our region that are working for a more sustainable community. We also have home energy audits coming up. There's a federal government program currently that would provide home energy audit incentives to homeowners, but they need someone to do those audits to check out the best use of their energy usage and what best projects to do. So that's another program that we're actively working on developing. We hope to have somebody in place potentially as soon as the new year available to do these home energy projects. And the next 2 are more ambitious. We recently did a low carbon feasibility study about retrofitting an older building to a high environmental standard. Now, I think this work is really important. It's easy in some ways to build a new green building. It's been done, people know how to do that. But how do we work with all of the existing building stock we have? All of the downtown cores in all of our northern communities have these older buildings that are not energy efficient and are huge emitters of carbon. And how are we going to work with those buildings to to bring them up to standard. And this is really the project that we would like to do as a demonstration, working with community partners such as the Nickel Refillery to build a community hub where people could meet and coordinate. Now, the challenge is, of course, capital. We would need to purchase a building, and we currently don't have capital to do that. And we also don't really have a path to get the capital to do that. So that's one of the potentially longer term projects. Another one that would need a capital reserve is the Low Carbon Cities Canada program. It's modeled after a program that was done in the Toronto the Toronto Atmospheric Fund. So the idea is that we have capital that we can lend out to green projects that will then be repaid as a loan to replenish the capital, and the recipient of that funding pays it back through the energy savings they achieve through the retrofits. So everybody wins, and there's a lot of good carbon reduction, but again, it would require that pool of capital to start with. There's this model is currently being run in many large Canadian cities. There's centers in Halifax, in Ottawa, in Montreal, in Vancouver, Calgary, and of course the GTA. So we would love to see one in Northern Ontario. That isn't here yet, but we hope that maybe we could be part of that going forward. So here we have a quick little poll. We're currently undergoing strategic planning. We would love to know which of these projects are you most excited by, as a little straw poll to find out. Look at that interesting little responses coming in there. There's also, if one of my colleagues is going to post a link in the chat that will be to our full survey for our strategic plan. And we would love to have some input on that. If you're interested in filling that out, it'll be open for another few days. And we're really interested to hear our responses about what people are interested in. So I'll just for interest's sake, give people another minute for the they're being shared. Great. So I'm going to pass this back. We do want to stay on time as much as possible. So I'm going to turn this back over to Dave. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.